Welcome back to the Swank Golf Podcast. We got a good show for you guys, as always. We got a returning guest, a friend of the show, Andre Harris. Welcome to the show again, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me here, as always.
Yeah, dude. So let's just jump right into it. All right. We play often.
Right.
Just let me know, since your last show, how's the game? Where are you at?
Being consistent is what I'm trying to work on right now instead of looking at my scorecard. So working on my driver right now, that's kind of killing me, but I'm hitting my irons pretty pure.
Yeah.
So that's something that's working for me right now.
Well, that's good to hear, because the irons,
Scoring clubs.
Yeah, you got to use those on every single hole. So you got to have those together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with the driver, let me know. I mean, a lot of people talk about the driver. I talk about the driver. Well, what's going on with it?
So my driver right now, my issue is, and I feel like it's always my issue, is getting through the ball. My rotation, like I have to make myself, like force myself to extend and get my hips rotated back in my backswing, which I feel like when I do that, it does help me get through the ball. But, releasing and getting through the ball is the toughest thing right now. So that's where you get, you leave the club open or you close it too fast, trying to do too much. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm missing both ways, and it's killing me. So
missing both ways is tough, because you can't really pinpoint and diagnose what's going on, because it's left or right. If it's just going left, you know that you probably closing the club face too early, or you got to do something to make it go right.
And that's my normal miss. Normally I would pull it, I would close the club too fast. So, but right now I'm changing some things in my backswing and then in my release. It's like, elbow, tucking the elbow, that kind of thing they talk about.
Right.
Technical stuff, but
do you think, because I think this, do you think as you get better and your swing matures or whatever, your tendencies kind of have to catch up to that?
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, the biggest thing to me is I feel like getting in sync. Like you talk about tendencies. If you're not in sync with whatever you're doing, you have to work on that sequencing. Like sequencing is everything for me in the golf swing. So, I mean, my tendency is to, right now, I would say pull, but if I start to try to overcompensate or change something, I'm trying to do it incrementally more so than at one time. So it's just so many little things with golf.
What are you doing to practice it? Is there any routines or anything like that?
So it's range work. I'm trying to put my arms mainly and my hips in certain positions to kind of simulate what I want. If you watch the pros, you'll see a guy like I think it's Adam Scott that does it.
Okay, yeah.
He does this thing in his pre-routine that absolutely looks nothing like his swing, like with his driver. He'll like bend over and like do some weird motion, but it's like a feel that gets him where he thinks, when he's actually swinging, he needs to be.
Right.
So stuff like that is
feels are important. Yeah, we talked about the feels on a few other shows. Like what you feel like your body is doing is normally not what it is really doing.
Exactly.
So you got to try to ingrain that feel into your body, and hopefully your body's actually doing it. That's why they say mirror work. They say do mirror work.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was definitely in front of a mirror trying to get my club at a certain spot at the top. Now that I'm talking about it right now, I think I need to get back to that.
Yeah. So the only actual mirror work I've done is putting. Like I would use the putting mirror sometimes to make sure your
the one that you look down on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are cool.
My wife got me one of them things a while back. I never used it. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me see what this actually does. You see YouTube videos like somebody doing whatever they're doing with the mirror. But it kind of does with putting. It helps you put your eyes in the right spot and your line. It actually matches what you think you're doing.
I can say putting's it's the strongest part of my game, and I practice because I can practice it a lot.
Right.
And once I really focused on my eye line when I'm looking down at the ball, because they say you have a dominant eye, just like you have a dominant hand or whatever. So when you're looking at something, one eye is controlling what it's looking at and sending the message to your brain, right? So I know when I'm lining it up, I'm trying to line the ball up with my left eye.
Right.
Even though my right eye is my dominant eye. But I line it up with my left eye to keep it, I guess you can say, left of my sternum, right? So more farther up in my stance to help that thing roll a little bit. It's so crazy.
It could be something just with the, you know, like you said, your left eye, even though your right eye is dominant, like when you push the club through, you usually, and me in particular, my club face gets square more closer to my lead foot.
Okay.
So I don't know, it could be something like that too.
Yeah.
That
you never know, but it's all about what works for you.
Exactly.
Right? All right. Everybody is different, and that's the thing too. Like for like new golfers, you know, when they come in, people think that it has to look a certain way. Right. And then like you go in trying to do that thing. Right, like trying to mimic that thing, and
your body don't like it.
Or your body don't like it because the number one thing that we have to remember is that we can't do what the pros do. We can't put our bodies in those positions. We just don't have the ability. You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys have been playing since they were 5 years old. You know, training their bodies to be able to swing this hard or whatever. So that brings me to my next question. Right. So we played in this Monday morning invitational. Shout out to Mano.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, for setting it up. And that was a good experience. Because I won it. All right. It was my second time. It took me 2 times. But I got the dub. That was my first time, second time playing for money where you put it up at the beginning of the match and you're like, hey, this is what we're putting it up. Would you say that when you play and money's on the line, anything more than just bragging rights, would you say it changes your game or how you approach the game?
Yeah, it absolutely changes. It absolutely changes your game. Having any kind of wager or like pride, like you said, if you're playing a competition, even though you always want to beat your friends, you know, you get over a putt or you got a small 60-degree in or something like that, and you're like, all right, it's just a simple shot.
Right.
You chunk it, you misread a putt, you don't get to the hole, like the nerves come into play for sure when you have something on the line. Like we talk about, we play every Sunday. Our guys, we play a birdie pot. So we put $10 in, and whoever gets a birdie, they win the pot. So that adds a little bit of nerves to it.
Yeah,
you know,
I like it.
I
like it. I said it a bunch of times on the show that I'm not really a gambler,
right?
But it did add some little sauce to the match. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was contemplating my shots a little more, thinking about it a little more. I might have been a little less fun to be with, to be honest with you.
You were locked in.
I was so locked in. I was locked in that day. I wasn't cracking no jokes. I think it's because when I played the first time, I don't look at my score. I'm the kind of person that don't look at my score. And I didn't find out that I had a chance to win it until we got to the last hole.
Right.
And I found out right after I just hit the ball into the woods. Somebody told me, they were like, yo, you're winning right now. And I just hit the ball into the woods. So my nerves kind of went up, right? Yeah. And then I hit a great shot out of the woods. And I still had a chance to win it. And then, I ended up, coming in second place. So when I came back, I really wanted to give my best effort. And that's why I feel like I was so locked in and I wasn't really, being myself.
The one hole, I think it was close. It was on the back 9, I think. So we were right behind y'all, so we caught up a little bit. So I hit a pretty good drive, and then y'all were on the green. So I was like 60, 70 yards out. So you remember when I walked up on the green? Because you might have been so in tune with what you were doing, you weren't even paying attention. Because I came up there, I'm like, yo, you cheating? Because I knew what your score was.
Okay, yeah.
Because Mano was talking, and then we looked at the scores or whatever. I'm like, oh, Nadir, he having a day. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go up here and mess with him. So I walked up there. Mickey I think she had just putted onto the green off the fringe or something. So I'm like, yo, you cheating? He don't even remember.
I do remember you saying that, but I had to stay cool under pressure.
Absolutely.
Because Mano kept on coming over to me saying, "Oh, it's getting tight." Yeah, like he was trying to.
Yeah, he got Don.
He was trying. He was trying to get me to look at the score, but it is what it is, and I'm glad that ended the way it did.
Yeah.
Back to like changing your style of play when more is on the line. That first time I was playing way more conservative,
Right.
And it wasn't my game. Essentially, I was playing scared,
Right.
and you can't do that.
Gotta be loose.
Gotta be loose,
And
just let it rip.
So we talk about golf, the swing, and playing smart golf and all of that. Tension is the enemy of anything good in golf to me. Like, you talk about it, it's like you're tight over, you're standing over a shot, you stay there too long, or you're trying to force yourself to do something, instead of just relaxing and letting it go. Even with putting, it's like it's a small, movement, but if you're tense, you're likely to like close the club too fast and pull it or something like that. You're not, your body's not operating at full capacity essentially because you're too tense, you're too tight. So
and the tricky thing about that is because the game is tied to your like emotions, right? Because like if you do a bad shot, that next shot 9 out of 10 you're gonna be a little frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
When you get frustrated, you grab things a little harder. You bite down on you grind your teeth a little bit. It's just a natural thing that we do. It's just crazy that you have to be loose throughout the whole time, but you're playing a game that is testing you to see how loose can you be during these tense moments.
And they say, and we know, pros are pros for a reason.
Right.
We are not. We go out there, we miss. They miss it where they wanted to miss it.
Right.
I mean, you expect to hit a good shot as a Joe, as we are out here, but
especially if you were an athlete at one point.
That's
the thing that really gets people. Like the people that I know that I play with, if they were an athlete at any point in time, they take the game a little more serious than someone who just likes it.
That's why like you had the first episode was the bug, right?
Yeah.
That is what that is.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of like real competitiveness in you that you've had from before, or it's grown on, wherever it came from, if you start playing golf and you get that feeling like, I hit a real good shot, or I could do this. This is nothing. Like, this is easy. Like, all of that, it starts getting into your head, and it's like, and then you get beat down. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I got to figure this out. That's where the competitiveness comes out. It's like, I got to figure this out. And then you stuck. You go.
Yeah. So, I tell people, when they say, I want to get down, I just be like, let's go to the driving range.
That's it.
Because if you, I don't want to take you to the driving range so we can see how good you can hit it. I just want to take you to the driving range so you can see how you can hit it.
Right, exactly.
And then what you do with that is on you.
Yep.
Because everybody is different, but I feel like you got to have a certain personality to want to get better.
Yep.
I feel like you got to have that personality across the board. Like, you got to want to get better in everything, in life and all that stuff. I mean, I talk about so much how golf is like life, right? In a little microcosm way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it goes really hand in hand. It goes hand in hand.
We got some people still trying to pull in,
Yeah. And that's the thing. The community side of it is another thing that I love. So, the more the merrier. And, look, people have put me under their wing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gave me tips, gave me clubs coming in because they seen that bug,
Yeah. Once you're in, you're in. Like, it's for me.
It could be for life. It could be for life. This is the only game that I know that you could play till you 70, 80 years old.
I said it on the first episode. Play with 80-year-old man. He's still out there. He's still hitting it straight down the middle. It ain't going too far.
Right.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, putt, bogey.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy.
I think those are the guys who make me like kind of pull back my game as far as with like the hero shots and stuff like that, because you don't really need them. You don't really need them.
Facts.
We talked about like how you would approach a certain hole, how I would approach a hole nowadays.
Right.
I don't want to say I'm conservative, but I don't really go for the gusto as much as I used to.
Right.
If I have, let's say after a drive, let's just say it's a par 5, I got 3 something in on a second shot. Earlier in this year, I would grab the club that's going to get me the closest.
Furthest, yep.
Now I'm grabbing the club that I can hit the best.
There you go.
And it's going to give me the best outcome.
That's smart golf. That's smart golf.
That's literally how I won that day.
Yeah.
I didn't go for nothing big. I might have hit my 7-iron every hole. If I seen 300 yards, oh, we're going 150.
That's a thing for me. And I tell myself, play the right club, because I look at it as that's how I'm going to get better. I have to be able to hit every club that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're always going to have clubs you like better than others or whatever, but the key to me to trying to be better is to be able to be consistent enough with every club I have. So I try to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's hurting me on my scorecard because I shouldn't be hitting this 4 hybrid into this par 5 on my second shot, because I think I can get it there. But
yeah.
3 out of 10 times I could probably get it there. Not the other 7. I'm pulling it into the weeds or whatever. Like, I'm doing something that's going to hurt my scorecard, but I'm trying to train myself essentially to be able to make that shot and be confident making that shot. That's a thing for me right now. So that's why I try to always hit the right club. But I guess, you got to dial back sometimes. If you want to score, if that's your goal to score, which most of the times it is, a lot of the times for me it's like try to get better. So
I feel
that's my mindset with that. But.
Okay. All right. Well, hold that thought. All right, we got to step away for a quick little break. Talk to our sponsor, and we'll be right back. We plan on being on the golf course all day long this year. Let's do one thing for our wives and make sure that we get the flowers right. Let's leave the gas station flowers along. Let's skip the supermarket and make sure you go down to New Blossom Flowers. You can order flowers. It's easy. They're guaranteed to be fresh, and they're sure to keep you out of trouble. And also, tell them that Swank Golf sent you. All right, we're back with Andre talking about golf. So when we left, we talked about scorecards.
Right.
I think I mentioned this. I don't really look at my scorecard as I'm playing. I put my score in. I don't really calculate it until the end. I feel like it kind of adds I don't want to say unnecessary pressure, but it just changes how I play. Yep. It makes me think about, I got to score a certain number on this hole. How do you manage your scoring in order to help you?
A lot of times when I'm
goals?
playing, obviously when I'm playing by myself, I keep it tracked on my app or whatever. But when I'm out with my guys, we usually play team games, stuff like that. Okay. So I'll take score and I'll just write the numbers down as I go. Mm-hmm. I'm not adding it up and trying to calculate as we're in the middle of it. So in a sense, I'm kind of doing the same thing you are in a way. I guess I'm more cognizant of it because I'm always thinking, like you said, you're thinking about a number, that you want to hit. And so I calculate it sometimes in my head, but I don't feel like to me, it doesn't add more pressure to me, but it does. And it may play into trying to do things that maybe you shouldn't do, like that kind of thing. So that's a good way to look at it.
I on my scorecard, I don't know what episode it was, but Earl that was on the show, he recommended that I start counting my putts.
Shout out to Earl.
Yeah, so I started counting fairways and my putts.
Right.
I actually stopped counting my putts, to be honest with you, recently because I two-putt most of the time.
Yeah.
I ain't bragging, but
hey,
I don't even got to write it down.
That's what you want to do.
But far as fairways, hitting fairways, that's how I found out. Well, I don't say found out. That's why I was like, I got to get my driver together because off of the tee is what's killing me. Yep. And I seen it. You see that, out of 18 holes, you only hit the fairway 3 times. Yeah. Brother, you're not setting yourself up for success
not
there.
Not at all.
So I feel like that's important, and I put that in my game, writing that stuff.
Yeah. I want to say something about that, like being in the fairway. Mm-hmm. So when we watch actual golf, pros, fairways hit is a big stat. Like it kind of translates to how good you're actually playing through that whole round or whatever. Us as, hacks or whatever you want to call us, don't play and aren't on that level, when you hit a bad shot or not a bad shot, a good shot for us, we hit a good drive, it just landed in the rough.
It ain't no B. If it ain't
exactly.
For
it's not
me,
OB.
if it ain't no B, it's a good shot. And if it's not in the sand.
Exactly. So one thing that I feel like I'm coming to realize now, because I feel like I'm hitting my irons like I'm puring irons a lot more than I was. I was so used to hitting out of the rough, I think it actually like hurt me trying to make good contact, like
Right.
in the fairway,
Right,
because I was so used to hitting, like trying to hit more down or trying to, do things differently because of my lie and where I was at. I think it affected me actually hitting on a pure surface.
Yeah, and that right there is something that was overlooked by me for a while. The lie,
Yes.
all right? The lie, in my opinion, outside of like your swing, the lie is the most important thing. The lie is where the ball lands.
Yep.
All right? You could play the same course 100 times. The ball is never going to lay or fall in the same
No.
spot. The spot that it falls on is never the grass is never going to be the same height. The level of the ground is
Right.
never going to be the same.
Deerfield.
You know what I mean? You might be on an angle, your feet might be low, the ball might be high. It might have rained that day, and you got to really take in consideration of the lie, because that's going to tell you what club to hit.
Yeah.
And I was kind of overlooking that for a while. Like I would just look at the distance. Okay, is this far? So I'm gonna just hit my club that goes this far. But that's not the way. I don't think.
One thing that this kind of goes to that too, like planning out the shot. What I would find myself doing, like you just said, you would pick the club up. All right, so I got 170 to go. I'm picking up this club, right? No, you have to stop. What's the wind doing?
Yeah.
What's the lie? Like, what kind of shot am I actually trying to hit? And I'm saying that as somebody that's not a scratch golfer. Like, you have to do it. And even like Sunday, we saw y'all out there down St. Anne's. The wind was out there. I saw y'all on the par threes a couple times. I'm like, club up. Because we had water, and then there was wind that was just whipping up there. So normally, say I would hit an 8-iron on this hole, I had to club up, hit a 7, maybe even a 6, because of how far it was and how much wind was up there. It was a couple holes like that. Like the one, I think it was a par 3 on the back 9. Like I think it's 16. It was like 140 yards to the pin.
Yeah.
I had to hit a 165 club, and I still was short. And I like hit it. Like I flushed it. So you got to take all of those things into account. That it definitely matters.
Yeah.
That's a stroke saver, like, for sure.
Well, that comes down and just says that you have to play not often, but you have to play a lot to be able to get data.
Right.
To find out what works and what you need to do in certain situations.
Yeah.
I had, for a couple weeks, when I would be in the rough, I was doing that where I was thinking about the distance and not the club.
Right.
And now, if I'm in the rough, I'm going to get a more lofted club. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of distance just to be able to cut
get through it.
To get through it. And I had to duff a couple shots over and over again out the rough to find that out.
Yeah.
You know? Is there anything that you got in your game that you're trying to get out, like specifically, like with your swing, with any club? I
don't know, just like earlier I talked about the driver and just getting through my swing.
Right, so the rotation.
And it's one thing that I realized hitting my clubs, like with my follow through, with my release. If you watch like Justin Thomas, he does this thing. Most pro golfers do it, but it's more pronounced with him. But his left leg, when he's going through and he's at impact, he's like pushing off his left foot, like almost jumping. Like that generates a lot of power. Yeah. And with me, I'm trying to make sure, it's not even that I'm trying to do that, but that also helps you transition to get your body square. To get from the right to the left. Exactly. And that's the hardest thing for me to do right now. It's not even it's not an athletic thing. It's just I guess it's so ingrained that I'm not getting through all the time. Like I have to force myself to do it. The reels and the feels, man. Yeah. What you feel like you're doing, you're not really doing. I feel like that is a cure for a lot of the things that doesn't work in my swing right now. Mm-hmm. Like, cause I have speed. I can kind of hit different elevation of shots. Like I could, hit off the back foot and it's not an issue. Like that kind of thing, I can do that stuff, but getting through and staying consistent with it is something that's what I'm trying to work on a lot.
What's a not a tip, but what's something for a new golfer, like a warning you would give them?
Don't do too much. So don't try to overswing. Don't try to overpower. That works against you
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Like I still do it to this day. Like, you get up there, I'm going to try to go after this one. Tension kills speed, and then speed, like less speed and less consistency, it kills your contact. So
Right.
the biggest thing you want to do as just starting out is try to hit the center of the face.
Yeah.
Close to it.
Yeah.
Like we ain't hitting the center of the face every time we hit
Yeah,
it, but
so-
try to hit the center of the face. That will give you the distance you want to go.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Just try to half swing if you have to. Make it simple. Don't try to do too much.
Right. Yeah. I think that's probably what I would tell them too, honestly.
You do that well.
What?
You have like you're not
Tempo?
trying to do too much. Your tempo's good.
Yeah. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I learned in the beginning, I was trying to, hit the skin off the ball. But then I just started slowing it down. I just was hitting the center of the face better with all my clubs. I don't know. I just feel more in control.
When we played last year at Rock, me, you, and Sean played. When I was watching you, I'm like, he's not even swinging this club. I know he can swing the club faster than this, but you weren't trying to. You said it that day. You're like, I'm trying to slow down. I feel like,
and I already was going slow.
Yeah, I feel like you were moving slower than you should have been, but.
I shot an all right score that day.
Yeah, you were doing what you were trying to do, which is good. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Set a goal, try to reach that goal.
You got to know what you can do and know your equipment, right? And what your equipment can do. Because, all right, for example, you hit how far you hit your 7-iron?
7-iron is like 180, 85.
All right. My 7-iron is 160. And I just got that. I just got that. Like 160. Like my 7-iron used to be my 150 club. I don't know if because I got new irons.
Right.
Or because my swing is better, or if it's a combination of both.
It's probably both.
So now I'm hitting, if I got like 160, 165, I'll pull my 7-iron out. So, which it actually helps a lot because I hit my 8-iron the best in my bag. So
that's my favorite club
now
too.
that's my 150 club. So a 150 route, I'm good now.
That's wild. I mean? So I feel like for me, and this is we can get into a whole nother thing about fitting and all of that. I mean, you definitely should get fit when you get clubs, but right now, my bag, my irons, I should say at least, and probably my driver too. My swing has changed so much since I got them.
Yeah.
Like, I think the specs aren't fitting me.
That's kind of what I meant. Like, when I asked you, is your swing, now since your swing changed, because you got a better swing now, do these clubs work for you?
They work still because I feel like I'm practicing with them, but I know that what they are, they're actually working, like your fitting is supposed to help you mitigate your miss, right? My miss is left with my irons. I'll pull or I'll hook or whatever. My irons are upright, which kind of makes you go left.
But you're tall though.
Exactly. So that's why they did that. But my swing was completely different then. So I feel like that exaggerates my pull.
Go get them bent.
So the thing with that, I actually went down the second swing, talked to them about doing that. So they're 2 degrees upright. I was going to get them bent down to standard.
That's a full 2 year. I would just
exactly. So I would have had to actually send them back to ping. To do that. And I'm like, it's almost season. I don't want to do it. Whatever. So I just kind of let it be.
Okay.
So I'm just I'll open the face up a little bit more at setup. Like that's what I'll do to try to compensate for that.
Right.
Just little stuff like that, but it's just something else to think about.
Yeah.
It's something else to think about.
The list goes on and on of things to think about. Have you got any cool purchases lately? Any gear, any equipment, anything cool?
Let me see. I mean, no, but since I think I bought my putter right after I was on the first time. I got a lab.
Okay.
Which I love it. I like it a lot. I feel like it helps a lot with putting distance, especially like judging speed. But other than that, as far as golf wise, I don't think no. What am I talking about? I bought a simulator.
This dude just said
Yeah, so
that's the biggest purchase that you could make.
I didn't get like some top of the line. I ain't get a TrackMan or nothing crazy like that.
Right, but
so I had a Optus shop my wife bought me for Christmas like 3 years ago or something, which is like you put it in the mat and it tracks.
It tracks the ball. You put it in the mat, you hit the ball, it tracks.
Yes. So she also bought me an impact screen, which is like one of the main things you need to build one. So I got a little bit of, skills. So I'm a little bit handy. So I went and got me some, some conduit and some stuff, and I built the frame for it.
Okay.
Put the screen up, got some padding, all of that stuff. I had a mat.
Okay.
So I was using that mat, then I bought a different mat, but I got a Square Golf is what the model is.
Okay.
It's been like if you're on YouTube and you ever like look at golf stuff, you'll see it pop up.
Okay.
It's not super expensive, but it does a lot of the things that the higher end stuff does. So it's been working. That's I feel like what's been helping me with my irons.
Right. Okay.
More than anything. So it's in my garage. So I don't have room to swing driver full, so that's why I don't practice my driver in there.
Yeah.
But with my irons, I can hit all of them, and my hybrid.
Oh man, I can imagine having a simulator in the house to be able to hit balls whenever, and you can play different courses and stuff.
Yeah.
So when you do go into the simulator, are you just like putting it on the range and just hitting balls, or do you actually play courses?
When I first did it, I played courses like for a couple weeks, maybe. I know what's crazy is I haven't been in there as much as I thought I would be. Mm-hmm. It's family, stuff like that, whatever. But most of the time I'm on the driving range because I'm just going in to try to dial in distances, see what kind of contact I'm getting, that kind of thing. So that's more what I use it for other than I'm not actually playing. Once I get my son, get him caught up and get him the bug a little bit, I think I'll take him in there and have him actually play some rounds with me.
Right.
Kind of do it that way.
Now, have you played? Has he played yet?
He's been out with me on the course twice. Okay. I believe he's not like he did his first tee for like 2 years. Just to kind of he knows the game. Okay. He knows how to play. Yeah. But he's not. He's not like into it yet. Right. So I'm trying to pull him in.
I think I'm gonna get my oldest into first tee next year. I think he got to be 7.
I think you're right.
You gotta be 7. So, looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting out there with my boys, getting on the course. It's definitely a chapter of the sport that I'm looking forward to unlocking because that's like something that you can share forever. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can play golf until you're however many ages. So Absolutely. Imagine like playing with your son, and he's in his 20s, and y'all playing. I can.
Yeah, it's bonding time, man. That's a beautiful thing.
I'm looking forward to it. I was talking to my grandfather the other day, and crazy story. I wish I would have brought it. So my grandpa, somebody gave him a bucket of golf balls randomly, like somebody at his job. And he know I love the sport, and he was like, I got these balls, and my grandpa, he never played. Right. If anybody know my grandpa, they know he athlete to the core, and breeds nothing but athletes. Right. And
I know all of them.
So I feel like golf would have been the thing for him. So, but anyway, he dropped these balls off, and I go outside. They're on my step. I grab this basket, and on the top of the basket is a ball, and it got my initials on it, and my jersey number from high school.
That is wild.
And he didn't write it on there. It's not written. The ball just happens to have this on there.
That's wild.
Ain't that crazy?
That's a message.
It is a message. That's it was the night before, this episode. So golf was on the mind, man. Sharing it with the family is an awesome thing. Yeah. It's an awesome thing. We talked about before, you have played with your wife before.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I haven't done that yet. My wife has not.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. She's not like, I want to go out and golf, but we little date thing, so we got a day off together or whatever. Yeah. But speaking of which, shout out Carla. My 40th is on the 6th of August. So We're going to Pebble Beach.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so she set everything up. She got everything going. So we're gonna play Pebble Beach, Spyglass Hill, Del Monte.
Wow.
And then they got a little executive par 3 course out there or whatever. So we're gonna do that too.
That's real though. I'm looking forward to hearing about that, seeing some pictures. I said shout out to wives earlier.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? Especially if you got one that, you know, lets you play without giving you, you know, stuff. Because, you know, I know some people, you know, their significant other might, you know, give them hell because they're on the course all the time. Me personally, I'm lucky to have a wife that's like, yo, get out there.
Absolutely.
You need some you time. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy. You need some you time.
You a little cranky. You go, do you need to play golf or anything? You know what I mean? So that's real dope. Yeah. That's real dope.
I appreciate it. Like she understands. Like it's something that I want to do. Like when we used to play rough touch and all of that stuff, like it was the same thing. Like Sunday, I want to go out and do something. Like, for me. But
Speaking of rough touch, I actually touched on this a little bit in the first episode. I said we won championships together. But, all right, if you're an athlete, right, and then you're not playing the sport anymore, you still have a bug. When we were in, what was that, early 2000s, late 2000s, whatever, we were playing rough touch football, you know, dominating, winning, but we had that itch to want to compete and be better than the next person or yourself, you know? And it's like golf has filled that void for me. I was talking to one of my uncles and I was saying, man, I'm preparing for golf every week. It's like I'm practicing. It's like I got a schedule. It's like I am, not that I'm an athlete, a professional athlete or anything.
That's how you
but
feel.
I'm still in the mix.
Ready.
You know what I mean? I'm still in the mix and I can scratch that itch of being an athlete.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just cool. Like you said, it's something to do. It's something to fill that void that you don't have football or baseball, whatever you played, like whatever it was. As a competitor, you have to be doing something. Otherwise, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always something else to do. But for yourself, you're competitive.
Yeah.
You want to go do something.
Yeah. And this is it.
This is it.
Because it got everything. It's relaxing, it's therapeutic, it's ways to hang with your friends.
Absolutely.
You know, the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. So, you know, we want to get out of here in a little bit, but before we go, I kind of want to ask you this question. So we played on Sunday and we happened to
didn't even know.
We didn't even know that we were going to be there, and we actually had tee times back to back. So it was kind of like we played together.
Yeah.
The community side of it, right? You had a group of guys. It was like 8 of y'all. You know, I had my 3 guys that I played with all the time. Like, how important is the community aspect?
It's everything. It's everything. Like, it's fine. Like, I love golf so much, so I'll just golf by myself. Just random sometimes, which is cool. You meet people out there, but when you have people that you know, you like, you know, you love, and they get to go out there with you, it makes for a better time. Like you get to talk trash, you get to, you know, do all the things that we do, you know, as guys and girls. If if it's, you know, girls out there, they talk their stuff too.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's just it's fun to have people out there with you that are doing the same thing. They look at it the same way. They you know, they love the game.
Right.
So it's a big thing. And for me, I want to eventually, like you met the guys, you were out there with them. Even Walt knew Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, the whole relationship, but we're from the same place. So you know, a lot of people know each other. So I want to get more people together and get our 2 groups together. Like, cause it's like 15 or 16 of us. Yeah. We just have 8 like most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, we could probably get, you know, a good amount of people.
Yeah.
Even if
and hang out after at the bar and you know what I mean? And
we gotta get with Maine.
Let's set it up. Oh, that's how we do it.
We might be able to do
like
get
3 or 4 groups. Make it a real
get a big group out there.
Big group,
and try to do something. But yeah, it's community, man. Like you said, it's love, getting everybody out there. It's just fun.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Look, dude, I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
We gonna be out there soon, and
I'll be out there tomorrow.
Oh, he's gonna be out there tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get to the driving range. I told you, I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to get my practice in a little bit more. Try to tighten things up a little bit. But so that was another episode of the Swank Golf Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, because we need the subscribers. We're trying to build the community, and we'll see you on the next one.